Hi, welcome to Olentangy Local Schools. Have you ever wondered how a school decides when it is time to pass a levy? The 5-year financial forecast is an important tool in making that decision. The state of Ohio requires every school district to prepare a 5-year forecast in October, as well as an update in May. Olentangy's forecast can be viewed on the Ohio Department of Education's website, as well as Olentangy's website. So, what can I learn from the 5-year forecast? I'm glad you asked. The 5-year forecast is the past, present, and future of Olentangy's general fund receipts and expenditures. The general fund is the district's main operating fund. This is where the bulk of real estate tax and state revenue is received, and where salaries, benefits, utilities, and supplies are expended. The forecast shows you 3 years of actual historical data and 5 years of projected data, including the current fiscal year. These projections are vital in fiscal planning for any school district. Let's go over some basics about Olentangy's forecast. The top section shows revenue. You'll notice that general property tax, or real estate tax, is Olentangy's main source of revenue. This is because the state considers Olentangy to be a wealthy district, resulting in state aid of only $500 per student. Unrestricted state grants and aid is where we receive our state revenue. I bet you would assume that since Olentangy grows by nearly 1,000 students each year, that our state revenue would increase each year. Looking at the forecast, you'll see that hasn't been the case. And due to the current state budget shortfall, the projections aren't any better. The next section shows expenditures. As a school district, Olentangy provides a service to the community, and as with any service-oriented business, salaries and benefits are our biggest cost. At the bottom of the forecast is line 12. This line shows the ending cash balance for each year. When expenditures start to exceed revenue, it's obviously time to make some tough decisions. We talk about that decision-making process in our next video. The hardest part about creating the forecast is the projected years, because we are basically predicting the future. Some factors we control, but there are other factors the district has no control over. It can be very interesting comparing current projections to where we thought we would be several years ago. A great example of this would be looking at the forecast when we passed our last levy in 2008 versus our current forecast. Our October 2008 forecast projected state aid of over $68 million during the 3-year period, starting with the current school year. Our most recent forecast projects only $18 million of state aid for that same time period. That's a loss of over $50 million in projected revenue. You only have to pick up a newspaper to see how this happened. The state budget shortfall caused the state to change how schools are funded, a change that really hurt Olentangy and shifted the funding burden to our local taxpayers. But, as you are aware, Olentangy kept its 3-year levy promise and did not immediately go back to the voters for a new levy. We looked at expenditure reductions that could be made, with as little impact as possible on our level of service. If you look at the total expenditures in our current forecast versus the 2008 forecast, over that same 3-year period, expenditures have been reduced by close to $36 million. I hope this has helped you understand a little bit about Olentangy's finances and the reasons behind the May levy. Remember, voting in May is your chance to let your voice be heard.